Hey Luxury Home Show, my name is Justin Krzyston, and I'm the builder and principal of Stonehurst Group. My team just completed the renovation of this extraordinary villa here in Beverly Hills, and I'm really excited to show you around. You can see the pool, you can see the yard, you can see all the way through to downtown LA. And the main attraction truly about this room is this exposure to the outside. We can see again the steel panels on our ceiling, as well as just creating another little private space to hang out and to really transport you to a different place. This is a modern interpretation of an Italian villa. This design brings together reclaimed limestone, rustic brick, and this is the first place you'll see the use of this cordon steel. Together, all these elements give the home a timeless yet eye-catching presence right from the start. Out here, you'll see there's plenty of room for parking, all secured behind these private wooden gates. And while we're standing on one of the most sought-after streets in Beverly Hills, the moment you step into this courtyard, you're instantly transported from Southern California into southern Italy. The limestone is one of the defining features of this home. This antique stone is salvaged from locations all throughout Burgundy, France, and is pulled from century-old courtyards and farmhouses. When this was actually quarried, saws weren't used. There was no power tools. Everything was done by hand. So this is the underside of the actual stone. This is rough, it's rustic, compared to the flip side of it, which is actually much more smooth. What they call this is the actual third face. This is a natural finish that they call croûte. It gives that real deep, authentic, and just gives the stone some character, which you just don't see this anywhere else. The way that it's mixed in with this rustic brick, and then again, even next to it, we have the same exact limestone. But here the installation was completely different, where it was dry stacked, meaning there's no grout compared to oversized grout. When we dry stack, all we're doing is just really setting the stone tightly together, which really highlights the natural texture and all the variations. Another character piece here in this courtyard are all of these really interesting arches. You can see how these arches are set with, again, this rustic brick and these really awesome wood doors that are set, kind of creating these different little pathways to the house. What we've got here is this side little staff entrance that is separate from the main house, so you can come and go and really just feel like you are in a different world in every single entrance of this property. And this is the first place you'll see the use of the cordon steel. This actually comes pre-oxidized, which gives it that real rich, deep, warm patina from day one. The artist Richard Serra uses cordon steel on a lot of his really large sculptures, and the same craftsman who actually works with Serra, he was the one who did the install of all of this cordon steel of this house. His name is John Baker, located in Sun Valley, California. This was his first residential installation that he ever did. You'll see this element duplicated again in the backyard, which really mirrors the two spaces together and just ties the design into one cohesive space. The entry is framed by a portico, which is a detail that feels really authentic to what you'd see in Europe. When we come to the front door, we'll see the first of two water features. This one just feels really authentic to the space and really provides just that noise that's just gonna really give you that peace, calming experience as we enter into the property. This house and property have gone through a bunch of different transformations over the year. The first one, I would say, was in 1966. It was built then as a single-story, rustic, French farmhouse was the entire direction and design of the house. It stayed that way until 2005. It became more of a Mediterranean villa at that point, and a lot of these really interesting elements were brought in to kind of tie everything from the 1966 build to where it was in 2005, 2006, and so on. Again, I would say about maybe 4 years ago was the third version of this house, where we just really took everything and kind of refined all of the original details. And that's where we brought in Amber Interiors, who came in and just tied everything that we see on the inside together, just to kind of really give it that full cohesive look, bringing everything again from 1966 to where it is now in 2025. Now that we're in the foyer, I wanted to talk about a couple really cool things here before we go too deep into the house. The first one is I want to talk about these floors. These are antique terracotta tiles that actually were sourced from exquisite surfaces. It really creates, again, just that worn and kind of like lived in feel, which is something that you're not going to see on many properties or on many different tiles that people would be choosing on their floors. The other thing I wanted to show that I really love is when we come into the house here, we come through the steel door. Of course, all the doors and windows in this house are steel, which is just really gives that just truly, again, I'm going to use the word authentic, and you just really have that a strong feel of the doors. But there's no threshold here either. So it really creates that full flush, bringing the same exact stone that is here on the inside to the outside, without having that threshold that you have to walk over. Just a slight sweep under the door is really just something that's kind of interesting. And do you hear that? That's our water feature. See again how that just kind of helps drown out the noise and anything from the outside that you'd be hearing? This project was a collaboration with Amber Interiors. You can see her signature touch style on so many different things throughout this house. All the furnishings, the colors, textures, some of those specific details was just really kind of a collaboration of just the great minds putting everything together. One of the really interesting details here is this fireplace surround, right? So what we did here is this is an actual travertine, and the way that we took the travertine, not just on the outside here in the face of the fireplace, but then also wrapped it around and brought it completely on the inside, still giving this bullnose detail. We did about 4 or 5 different mock-ups in real life just to kind of really see what worked and what looked more natural. This firebox is a actual wood-burning fireplace, which you don't really see a lot of in California anymore. So when we get into a project and they have an original, real wood-burning fireplace, we always want to spend a little bit more detail and attention on it because we can't recreate this, we can't build this today. So kind of creating this and keeping it original. Walking through the living room is so interesting. Again, these great 2 steel panel doors that completely open up to this outdoor eating area, this outdoor just private dining area. We've got this great oak shelf. So you can see here, originally when this house was done, there were steel shelves here. And it was a little too hard, it was a little too rough. So we just cladded those original steel shelves with these oak wood panels here, just to kind of create, again, that more warm home feeling in this living room. Now we're moving into the main dining room, which is connected to the kitchen, and then also has its own set of steel doors that go to that same outdoor little patio area, which is great. This kitchen is, again, super warm, super inviting. We've got these really tall steel windows. I like that you can't see outside from inside the kitchen. So you are, again, getting that privacy. In the kitchen, Taj Mahal quartzite bring this real soft, natural movement to the space, with the island being 1 slab, no seams. The cabinetry pairs stained oak with a painted cabinetry as well in the island. That just really gives that warmth and contrast. And while there's no upper cabinets here, there's no lack of storage. Thanks to this walk-in pantry hidden behind a reeded piece of glass, it's a full walk-in space with tons of privacy and storage. This kitchen has been outfitted with top-of-the-line appliances. You've got your Wolf stove, panel-ready, Sub-Zero fridge, freezer combo. One thing always that I, kind of struggle with when building a home and a kitchen that doesn't have upper cabinets is how do you inset this hood? How do you inset the range hood and make it look like it's supposed to be there, but not standing out? We don't want to make it too much of a focus, right? So in this case, we have a range hood, and then we did this incredible wood detail around it, which was then plastered, that just kind of made it, again, look like it's always been there, and was a true transformation from what this kitchen used to look like. Let's take a peek at the powder. You can see this great stone. I love how it is all integrated. I love an integrated sink and the detail of having everything book matched. It really kind of also creates that timeless look and feel as if it's always been here. Just outside the powder is the upstairs. Let's go. What is really special about this house is the intimate little personal moments that you can get in this house. This would be a great entertaining house. However, there's never that moment where you feel like it's too big of a room. That's just the way that this house flows. That's the way, again, that a lot of these materials that were used here are used indoor and outdoor. Again, the terracotta tile in this room that we're sitting in right now, that actually goes into the kitchen and goes into the dining room. That is the same exact tile that goes all the way out to the front at the entry. So by not breaking that up, it just really, again, creates that as if this house has always been there and little pieces of it might have been added on to at different times. However, this was all done at once, but it looks like it was pieced together and has just kind of been through the moments. Now, as we come upstairs, what's so just different about this is that this entire floor was categorized as an attic. This house originally was one story only, and everything up here was just the attic space of the house. So to create and give an entire new floor, an entire extra space, this is used now as a lounge. It could be used as another bedroom or an office, a theater. This space is just really separate and different from the rest of the house. Here in the lounge, you'll see a detail that's used a few other spots throughout the house, and it's really interesting. I wanted to talk about it. It's the ceiling. So here on the ceiling, we've actually taken the terracotta tiles that we found downstairs and through a lot of other spots throughout the house. What we've done is we took them, flipped them upside down, and put them inside these exposed rafters, just to give that really authentic, rustic, just interesting feel. One of the other cool things we added up here was we put in a bathroom in this room that used to be a closet. There was no plumbing in this room before, there was no sewer. Now we have a bathroom, shower, plaster walls, toilet, and all the details. And right here, we also have another little outdoor lounge area, which has awesome views of the city, a little bench to hang out. From here, you can get just a little peek of the outdoors in this incredible backyard pool. As we leave this lounge, I'm gonna take you to this bridge and a private casita. So completely across from the lounge is this bridge. And this bridge, I'm actually outside and I'm going into this private casita. You can see the detail again of the limestone on the walls. You can see the roof tiles, and we're gonna go into a completely separate bedroom casita private space. In this private casita, you get the same ceiling detail with that reclaimed wood, and it's got a completely separate entrance from the rest of the house. This could be used as a mother-in-law suite. This could be used as an office space. This is every kid's dream, right? You can come and go from the house and nobody will hear you, but it's got its, again, separate entrance into the house. It's really special. And before I take you to the primary, I want to show you this little secret rooftop terrace. It's got great views of all downtown LA. You could have a private, just maybe cocktail, maybe have a drink after dinner, and you get this awesome view of the yard. You can see the pool, you can see the yard, you can see all the way through to downtown LA. Another detail that you see all around the exterior are these steel panels, which you see will completely go all the way around our cabana. They go around the primary, and you'll even see it at the front of the house around the parking structure. Now coming downstairs, I'm going to show you this entire separate wing of the house. This room is our office. This could be a den. And this is the other location of the water feature that I was talking about earlier. Again, what is so great about this house is that it has all these little different pockets, these little different entertaining areas, these little different areas to have completely different moments throughout the house. This is one of them. Look at the way that this waterfall, look at the way that this water is just slowly just coming over the stone. And you can see behind me as well, this is the entrance to the secret little casita I was talking about upstairs, the extra bedroom. Now, before I take you to the primary, which is completely down this entire hallway, I want to show you one other bedroom. This bedroom was a true transformation. We had to add this entire wall, add this door. You wouldn't believe it, but before, this bathroom didn't even have a door to the bathroom. In this bathroom, the shower was always existing. It used to be a shower tub combo, but there was no door to this bathroom. It was all one open room. So we redid the tile, put in a sink, moved the toilet, and just created an actual usable bedroom and bathroom. Now on our way to our primary suite, you'll see that there is just great natural light throughout this entire house. You'll see skylights scattered about. This is one of them here in the hallway. Again, with the skylight having the frosted glass, just creates that, again, warm natural light in this hallway, and then also in this bedroom. This is another bedroom here. You can see skylights. You can see the same exact roof detail that we've seen in some of those other spots around the house. This room was a office that had no bathroom before, so this bathroom was added. This is a great little guest bathroom. This used to actually be a closet, so we were able to use this really interesting clay tile, create, again, a bathtub, full bathroom here, penny tile, and just giving one additional bathroom to this space. Before we did this renovation, this was actually one big room. So we added this wall to, again, create another bedroom. And as you're walking down the hallway to the primary, you get that peek of the outside, some more of that natural light, and just really kind of a taste of it feeling like you're somewhere else other than Beverly Hills. And now we are walking into the primary. What's really great about this room, and the main attraction truly about this room, is this exposure to the outside. You can see the green, you can see the color, you can see the size of the ceilings and just the volume that you get in here. It's not overly large, but you don't need to spend that much time in here, although in a house like this, you probably would want to. Talk about a primary bathroom. This is one of my favorite rooms in the house. What I love about this bathroom is the stone. This is a Calcutta honed Monet stone. This is a color and just a detail that I haven't seen a lot. It almost has this kind of green, almost like a blue hue to it. Again, having the sinks is integrated. I think that's a big thing. I just like how open this room is and how much light you get in this room. We have this wet room here. So again, we didn't want to create any type of a transition when you're coming in and out of the shower. So we put in the teak wood floor, and we were very, very cautious about making sure that the teak floor was at the same exact transition and same exact level as the tile outside of it. We used a 2x6 tile from Klee. You can see just that detail, again, giving that old world feel in this bathroom. Also in our bathroom here, we've got the private entrance to the outdoor cabana that has a shower and a fireplace, which we'll show you later. We've got our closet, and now I will show you the outside. As we leave the primary, we've got these Fleetwood sliders, which actually pocket all the way into the wall and just create this incredible entrance to your private backyard. One of the greatest aspects of this house is this cabana. We've got, again, a wood-burning fireplace, which we don't see anymore in California. All of this concrete here has been acid washed. We can see, again, the steel panels on our ceiling. We've got full lighting and AV out here, as well as just creating another little private space to hang out and to really transport you to a different place. This cabana house was designed to be an offshoot of the carport at the front of the property, repeating its form, but in a standalone architectural statement. You'll notice here are the same exact palette of limestone, and the steel is carried throughout, which really ties the front of the house with the back of the home together. On one side, we've got a dedicated space for pool equipment, and on the other, there's a wet bar, changing room, and a bathroom. So it really functions as a complete extension of the rest of the house. There's an opening of a stone wall, and it creates this real just interesting view to the back of the pool. So you can blend the architectural together with the landscape and really feel like everything is one cohesive space. This house has a generous sized pool. You've got the spa and just the most incredible facade of this wonderful house. This house did not really have a lot of spots of greenery, or of grass, should I say. So one of the things that we were able to do is we filled in this entire area with grass. This used to be a big ravine. It was a ditch, basically. After we filled in this ravine, now we've created a spot where kids can play and dogs can run, and you just have a lot more real estate that you've picked up in this yard. Here again, you'll see these steel panels that were used to completely cover this exterior here of the primary suite, and where you really can see it be picked up is all the way here on the exterior, how it goes to the second floor and then back on top to the deck. Where do you usually see anything like this? The mix of these materials is not something that you see often. Stepping up into this outdoor dining area, there are just endless possibilities in this house where you could host dinner parties, where you can literally just feel like you are in a different place and in a different world. You can see the arches, the way that these arches here have the same exact limestone that we see at the front and the entry of the house, just pulls everything together. There's just something special about this house. There's something about the way that you are just transported to a different time. You feel like you are private. You feel like you have all of this, just all these little different experiences and moments that you can create through this house. You can go back through this cabana area and have a different moment. You can have these great dinner parties outside. And all along, when you're walking through this house, you just really feel like you're together. You're not separate completely from the rest of your party. And I've been fortunate enough to work on a lot of amazing homes, but there is something special about this one. It's really authentic, and you can really tell the craftsmanship that went into it and the detail, which is something you really don't see here anymore. Thank you, Luxury Home Show. I really hope everyone has enjoyed this tour. Thank you for letting me show you around. If you'd like to learn more about this house or about Stonehurst and myself, you could check out some of our information below. And if you enjoyed this one, I know you're going to love the next one.
Hey Luxury Home Show, I'm Summer.
I'm Matt, and we're the founders of the Luxury Home Show.
Today we're in Brentwood in LA, and we are going to show you inside this gorgeous New England style home.
We're north of Montana and south of San Vicente Boulevard, but right next to the country club. This is the heart of West Side living in LA. We can't wait to show you around.